Thank you very much indeed for coming today, ladies and gentlemen, for our show on Saturday night at the O2 Arena. All the fighters involved, the main fighters involved in the show are here, including the top of the bill, which is between Roberto Garcia, here to my left, and Martin Murray, WBC silver middleweight title, and some excellent fights in the support of that. Anthony Yard against Darius Sek, WBO Intercontinental and European light heavyweight title. Daniel Dubois, undefeated in 7 fights against Tom Little, who's down to my left. And Paul Kamanga coming in to take on Ahara Davis. Frank Warren promoting this one. And opening words from you, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, it's been a lot of changes on this show. Unfortunately, Billy Joe Saunders pulled out for the second time of his title defence against Andy, but we have worked very hard to secure, which I think is a good opponent, a tough opponent for him. Sorry, Martin, a tough opponent for him against Roberto Garcia. It's for the WBC Silver Middleweight Championship. Roberto is looked after by Don King, who is actually on his way here, flying in, and should arrive later today or in the morning, so I understand. He's champion, 41-3. He's a very, very tough fighter. I think it's quite a long time since he's tasted defeat. And with Martin, we've got, for me, one of the stalwarts of British boxing. Always there, always in good fights. Been very unlucky in a couple of occasions where I think he could have got the nod in his title fights that he had. Can't afford to lose this fight. It's an opportunity if he beats Roberto that he gets himself into the number 1 position, a mandatory position for the WBC title. And I think we've done very well to get this fight on at such short notice. And I think it's going to be a cracking fight between 2 quality operators.
We'll hear from the 2 main guys in a moment, but concentrate first of all, Frank, on the heavyweight battle with Daniel Dubois in action and taking on Tom Little, who's here in front of us. Daniel undefeated in 7 fights now, and I know that Tom's fancying this one.
Well, he is. I know that Tom will come to fight. Daniel's done tremendously well for himself in a short period of time. He only had 7 senior bouts as an amateur, but he's done, he's got himself into won himself a couple of belts already. He's got the WBC World Youth Championship. He's got the Southern Area title. And Tom is a tough operator. He's been around the block. He certainly will not come into this fight thinking that he's there to make up the numbers. He fancies the job. I know he's being trained at the moment by Don Charles, who's in the audience here somewhere. He's been looking after him. So Don's training him. You can be sure he's getting good sparring with Derek Chisora and whoever else Don's got in the gym. So he's going to be working hard to try and take away all what we think Daniel's got, and that is the guy who's going to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division. It's a great opportunity for him, and we will see what happens.
Well, let's hear from Tom. Introduce him to you, maybe some of you for the first time. Tom, how do you fancy this fight? Why do you believe that you can do what others have failed to do against Daniel?
Because I'm much more than a 4-day notice man who's coming to pick a paycheck up. My pride, like I said in the last press conference, my pride can't be bought. And we'll see if a boat floats with a few holes in it, because that's what I'll be doing from very early, tapping him up, drilling that rib cage for him, take a bit of gas out of him, and I'll drown him slowly. I did buy
Can you just pull that microphone just in front of you a little bit? That's it.
Sorry, mate.
Talk forward on it, Tom. Just talk to the guys there.
Yeah, so I believe that there's a lot of hype surrounding Daniel, as there are in a lot of fairy tales and fictional stories. But the first real test, I want to welcome him to a man's world very shortly and sharply.
Have you sparred him in the past?
We've done a couple of rounds, but nothing that you could really take anything out of. Sparring stories are sparring stories. Daniel's a good quality kid, but when I say kid, I mean the word kid. There's a lot to learn. I just believe this fight is way too early for Daniel. He's all right against the D.L. Joneses and the Dorian Darches and the whoever else, whatever taxi driver you want to put in front of him, you stand in front of him, he's going to cave your head in. But when you put someone with an intelligent boxing brain, with ambition, who ain't coming to lay down, then it's going to be a whole different story on fight night.
So you're confident you can make him miss where others haven't?
I'm confident that I'm going to take him out to deep water and I'm going to drown him very slowly.
Daniel, you're going to be taken into deep water and slowly drowned. Thoughts?
He's got a snorkel. He'll be all right, don't you worry.
I'm a strong swimmer.
No, tell us what you think hearing that. In all seriousness.
Well, I don't like Tom. I don't dislike him, but I'm ready for Saturday. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to do the business, and let's go.
Do you expect, or are you prepared for this possibly going a great deal further than fights you've had so far?
Really, I'm just prepared to fight. You know, if it ends in the first or the last, I'm really just ready to fight.
He's going to try and mess you about, I guess.
He can try what he wants, so I'm ready for it.
Tom?
Listen, do you know what? This is painful. But, look, I think Daniel knows in his own head, I ain't a superstar. I ain't the one. I've got zero pressure. Zero. I want to clarify that. Well, when you're a 16-1 underdog in a 2-horse race, that's how much pressure's on me. None. He's the one who's got to impress. But when he comes back and he's 6 rounds down and he's looking for a money shot and I'm going, pom, 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 and he's over there flying back like he's got a nervous twitch, then hopefully afterwards I'll give him. Me and him will go out, we'll have a laugh, we'll have a joke, I'll take him to meet some nice ladies, and I'll welcome him to a man's world like a true gentleman. So yeah, that's about it, really.
Anything more to say about that, Daniel?
Not at all. Spring on Saturday. Tom to me looks like a very weak man, to be honest. He's a very weak man, and I'm going to show him Saturday. You're a weak man.
We'll see how weak I am.
You're weak.
I'm
nothing.
I'm weak.
You're nothing.
Listen, that's all you got is strength. Listen,
You're
you
nothing.
stand in front of a track.
I don't care what you are.
Yeah?
I don't care.
You don't care. You'll care very shortly. I can't believe I've got you to talk. I can't believe I've got you to talk. Honestly, do I get a pay rise? Listen, never mind weak. It don't take power. Power's
I'm not talking about
irrelevant.
Mentally. You're not strong. You're not strong.
You don't have
You're
a brain,
weak.
boy.
You're weak.
This is the most
You're
people
weak.
sin of you.
You're weak.
Have you got anything else other than weak? Or anything, just you're weak?
You are a weak man, and I'm going to show you that on Saturday.
Listen, let me tell you something. I've been living in your head for 6 weeks rent-free, right? You can keep doing whatever you're doing, keep playing however you're playing, right?
You're
But you
just
know your
talking rubbish.
career is going to lay in front of you like a Lego set, and you're going to think, where did I go? I'm fighting for my own dream. You're fighting for your daddy's, right? You're the Michael Jackson of boxing. You're the Michael Jackson of boxing.
What does that even mean?
You
What
ain't
does
had a
that mean?
childhood. Go to the gym, train, do this, do that.
I've
Now,
been
when you-
blessed.
listen,
I've been
listen.
blessed to have a dad that's put me in the gym from a
that's-
very young
listen,
age,
that
and
you
he's
are-
he's
you
looked
are-
after me, he's
listen, it ain't
guided
a
me.
bad- it ain't
So don't
a
say
bad
nothing
thing.
about my dad, because
Listen, it ain't a bad thing. I'm not disrespecting your father in
Go on.
one slightest bit. But what I'm saying is, I've done everything I've done with no help, with no guidance. So when it gets down tough and it gets down and dirty, you'll be looking around like, what do I do now? I know what to do now. I've been there. I've done it. So listen, you're going to be on your own, no help. No
I'm ready for a fight
advice.
Saturday. You can say what you
Listen,
want.
we'll see
You
how
say what
ready
you
you are. We'll see how ready you are. You're the superstar. You've got to impress all these lot. I haven't.
I don't care about these guys. I don't care about none of them.
You'll care very
I don't
much
care
about
about
them
none
on
of them.
Saturday.
None of them.
When your eyes are swelled up
None
out
of
your
them.
head.
None of them.
Yeah, right. Listen.
Tom, what went wrong when you fought Dorian Darsh? Because Daniel
Mervyn,
got
what
rid of
went
him.
wrong?
He got rid of him in a couple of rounds. You were on the wrong end of a decision.
What went wrong? Well,
Yeah.
a Welsh referee. That's what went wrong. Listen, boxing in the away corner. Listen, we're all boxing men here. We know if you take a fight. I took an educated gamble, and it didn't pay off. Which I've had to take quite a few of those. That's boxing. if you look at on paper, I'm guilty. I'm guilty, granted. I've not took boxing as serious as I should have. But let me tell you something. I've screamed and shouted for a chance like this from a very early start. I will not put it to waste. And that is the be-all and end-all of it.
Frank, we've got a proper one.
Well, we have. I said it's a step up for Daniel, but I believe in Daniel, and he knows that. And I think that he needs these type of fights. He needs these type of press conferences. That's all about the learning process. He's a novice as far as professional boxing is concerned in dealing with these things. But in the ring, when he gets in the ring, and you watch him, he's one of the most natural heavyweights I've ever seen. And for me, I think he's the best young heavyweight I've seen in my time in boxing at this stage of his career. Now, you know, we're going to see what Tom's got to say about that on the night. And as he said, of course there's pressure. There's pressure on both of them. There is pressure because Tom's bringing his fans. He'll want to do the best for his fans. He won't want to be rolling over. He's coming there, and as he said, he's a proud man. He'll come to fight. And Daniel will just do what he does naturally. I don't mean it's disrespectful. He's like a boxing machine. He doesn't care about all this, what we're doing now. All he wants to do is fight. He just wants to be in the ring. That's where he'll come alive in the ring on the night. And I think we're going to see a good fight because Tom is coming to fight him. And that's going to be good for the fans.
Now, alongside our two heavyweights, we've got a fight for the WBC International Super Lightweight title. Paul Kamanga, who is originally from the Republic of the Congo, then South Africa, now based here in the UK, WBC International Champion, and he's up against Ahara Davis, who has had one fight back under Frank's promotion. Ahara looking at some stage in the next year, he hopes, if he can come through this, by winning this belt, to move on potentially towards a world title challenge, Frank.
Well, certainly that's what it is. He's got a tough fight. Again, it's a replacement, but what a replacement it is. You know, it's the guy who's in the top 10 of the WBC. And as you say, he's 21-0, and it's a tough fight for Ahara. You know, he's not had time to prepare for this particular opponent, but he's a true professional. He's got tremendous belief in himself, and he comes through this one, he'll be there or knocking on the door for a shot at the world title.
Now, Paul is the champion here. Ahara is the one challenging. Paul, taking this fight at late notice, tell us your thoughts about Ahara as a boxer.
Well, thanks everyone for being here. You know, Ahara, personally, I don't share the same sentiment that the British public might regarding his boxing. I think he's average at best. You know, I think we got a late notice, and obviously 12 days, but I think we're ready. You know, I don't see anything special in this kid. I don't see him going 10 rounds with me, and I believe we're gonna go out there, do the business, finish. I think I'll do because I've heard in the past there's been some controversial issues between me and the English public. So I think I'm here to do the British public a favor, and so come watch Saturday night. And I think many people think, obviously, late notice, I'm coming out here as a replacement, just here for the payday. No, my friend. Something coming big on Saturday. A very good camp, you know, obviously training up in Manchester with Sean and the guys from Fight Factory. And we've had a good camp, 12 days, best 12 days of my life. And come Saturday, you're going to see a machine, you're going to see a beast, you know. I'm not just here to beat Ahara, I'm here also to make a statement to the British public, you know. I think this is they make a statement and show the British fighters that I'm here. You know, Paul Kamanga is here, 4-time Pan-African champion, you know, the WBC international champion.
Paul, tell us a little bit.
Sorry, can I carry on before I was really interrupted? And so I want to show everyone I'm not just champion by mistake or by luck. I'm a champion because I deserve to be a champion, and I'm going to put this kid away.
Good words. Paul, tell us a bit about your background, about how you come to be fighting here in the UK, because originally from the Congo.
Yeah. I was born in the Congo. I moved to South Africa when I was about 10. No interest in boxing, really. You know, I watched one fight. My dad had a clip of Muhammad Ali when they fought in Congo. and played football. I was a good football star. I had a good future in football. But I fought a lot, I had a fighting instinct in me. Fought a lot, hit people in the street, at home, at school, wherever, Johannesburg, what you expect. And so one day I got a bad injury from football. I got hit by a couple of guys when I joined boxing for revenge. And the rest is history. And from there, I turned professional. Had about 18 fights, undefeated, 4-time WBA Pan-African. But I had a short folding with my ex-promoter. Decided to retire. I was about 21, 22. That's when the magic of Facebook worked. A friend of British promoter, Albert Siesta, who owns Siesta Boxing, contacted me on Facebook, told me to come through, fight in Russia. And I was too young to retire and see if we can take it from there. I went, I fought in Russia, and a relationship started. Initially I was down in Southampton. I had one fight there. That's when I met Sean. Sean is obviously in charge of Fight Factory. And they offered me a 3-year contract, and then I moved up north, and that's where I'm based. My home is still South Africa, and so after every camp, I still go home, got family to see and friends. But I got 2 homes, I want to make Manchester my home too. And I'm going to make a statement for my future home on Saturday.
O'Hara, you hear what he has to say for himself. He's a tricky fighter. 1 or 2 people have said to me that this guy could be a banana skin. He could be a guy who is better than people think.
This guy's a bum, but I won't lie. The story that he gave us, it was amazing. He had a half past and he came out the hard way. Listen, we all came out the hard way. And he's going to be easy work on fight night as long as I'm smart, as long as I'm sharp. And that's what boxing's about. Boxing's about being smart, being sharp. I'm not concerned about his past and he came from this and he came from that. Listen, that stuff, it don't matter. When you get in that boxing ring, only thing that matters is your ring IQ. And he's going to come in like, I'm going to dethrone O'Hara Davis. O'Hara Davis has been through all this controversy, so I'm going to knock him out and I'm going to be famous. Everyone's going to be talking about me. That's not happening. You're going to get beat, you're going to get paid, I'm going to take your belt, and you're going to get in the next flight back to Congo. And then I'm going to go out to the McDonald's, I'm going to get myself a nice burger, I'm going to go out to Five Guys, because listen, I ain't had a burger in like ages. So I'm going to go out to McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, eat as much food as I can, and when he's on a plane back to Congo, I'll be on a plane to Marbella to go and enjoy my victory over him. My new WBC international title, back in the rankings.
O'Hara, where do you want to go if you get through this and if you prove that he is what you say he is? Jack Catterall, Maurice Hooker?
When I beat him, I would like Catterall or Hooker. To be honest, Catterall wasn't really on my list, but it seems like people really want to make that fight happen, so I don't mind getting him out of the way. And then once I get Catterall out of the way, I'll take Hooker on next, but it's up to you guys. But anyway, my main focus is Saturday night, get this bum out of the way, crush his dreams, crush his goals, and he might have to retire again.
How much have you had a chance to look at him, to study his style?
I watched 1 or 2 things of him on YouTube. He's got a good left hook, so just got to keep my right hand up. He's got a good left hook, got to keep my right hand up and be sharp. As soon as he throws the left hook, block, bang, and throw my left hook. And, we'll roll it, cross. Listen, the shots that I'm saying are the shots that I'm actually going to throw. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to hit you with before I even do it. That's how easy I'm going to show you. And I met his coach once. He was with Seb Eubank. He's the coach for Seb Eubank. I met him up in Manchester, and I liked him. I thought this guy was actually okay. And I see that he's a coach for my opponent. I'm not too sure whether I like his coach anymore. I'm not sure if I like his coach anymore. But Saturday night I'm here to do the business and then win my WBC international title. Back in the rankings, crush his goals, crush his dreams, and everyone that thought I was done. Because listen, at the start of this year, everyone thought I was done when I got thrown under the bus. Frank, I want to thank you for giving me this great opportunity. I'm fighting on a great bill. My whole boxing career, I've been hearing this about Frank, hearing that about Frank. Listen, I'm here, and everything that everyone said to me was a lie, and I'm glad to be where I am right now.
Paul, just one last word from you. I hear that you had a bit of a family tragedy recently, and you're devoting this fight and your performance to the memory of your grandmother. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah. Obviously, I never grew up with my grandmother. She was obviously in the Congo when I was in South Africa. But last year, I flew back and she was in South Africa, so I spent a couple of months with her. Amazing lady. She unfortunately passed away last month, and so I'm dedicating this fight to her. And so you know what it means. It's business, and I'm coming in full force. And we'll see. We'll take it from there. See what else Britain has to offer.
That's the problem with guys like him. You can't use things that happen in your life and the tragedies that happen in your life to say, because of this, I'm now even more. I'm actually going to win this fight because of this. Listen, when you're in a ring, it's about your ring IQ, about how fast and how sharp you are. As long as I'm faster than you, as long as I'm sharper than you, it don't matter what you've been through or what's happened in your life. I'm sharper than you. It don't matter what emotion this guy can bring up. This happened, so because I'm so motivated. That stuff don't matter. You're going to get beat. You're going to get beat. Just make sure you make weight and make sure that you turn up on fight night. And after the fight, I'll pay for you to get a shave because it looks like you need one.
Frank, just a word about that fight.
Well, I think it'll be a fight, don't you? There's no love lost there, that's for sure. So,
Listen, I'm going to show everyone how easy this fight will be. This fight's going to be complete. This fight's going to be a walk in the park. I ain't even going to come out of first gear. I'm going to fight this whole fight in gear one. I promise you guys that now. You won't see me sweat. If I do sweat, it'll be all the Vaseline that I got myself. But listen, I ain't going to sweat. This fight's going to be easy work. He's above me in the rankings. He's this, he's that. He's from Congo and he's hungry and blah, blah, blah. He's been through this, he's been through that. That stuff don't matter. I'm smarter than him. I'm done.
Okay.
That says it all.